Bing, boing, bing. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddy One Skip. Hey guys, this is Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome to the channel. Thank you. Guys, I'm putting this on this channel because I think I've done some stuff with Scientology on this channel. And because I want to bring awareness in case I haven't, but I'm pretty sure I've done some stuff. So I started my channels on Scientology, believe it or not. That's where they popped off. I don't know if that's where they started, but that's where they popped off. And um, it was really the facade of Aaron Smith Levin that made me question. And it was his own story, his own telling of himself. You know how some people just shut up, because I'm ready to do a video on Gypsy Rose on the other channel because she da, 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 and people tell on themselves. I know that a lot of people don't like silence. Silence makes people uncomfortable. But if you can stand it, you will hear things because a lot of people don't like silence and it's uncomfortable, so they start talking. A lot of times they're not listening to what they're saying, they're just trying to fill the air with some noise because they're uncomfortable with silence. Okay, those are people that tend not to like themselves a lot. Something happened in California, as we know, that was more or less the the straw that broke the camel's back that made Aaron Smith Levin asked to leave the Aftermath Foundation. And that was, like I had said way back when, it wasn't the only thing that Aaron did. It was a bunch of things that Aaron was doing that people were saying privately to him, hey, could you please, hey, this isn't a good look, hey. And then he kept going on and on and on because Aaron doesn't want to be told what to do. Well, that's fine, but then don't be part of a foundation where it just doesn't look good for you. Okay. Like, all right. So, and don't act stupid and insult our intelligence when people are saying, hey, listen, could you please do better with your behavior because it's making us look bad? So, as many times as that, I'm sure, happened, because all you have to do is look to see, you know, Aaron is not always, and I'm sure he'll admit it, he doesn't always do things the right way. He could be loud, he could be obnoxious. He knows that. And is he hurting what's going on with Scientology? Probably so. But couldn't you do better and still hurt Scientology and show yourself as a better person? Is that not at all possible? Because it doesn't seem like it is. Every time I write about Scientology, I am, no lie, bombarded by anti-Scientologists, and there's like two different types of anti-Scientologists. Excuse me. One of the types of anti-Scientologists are the people that hold a regard for Scientology and see the good in some of the Scientology, like the Dianetics and the practices and a lot of the self-help stuff, which it was based upon. And then they see problems with the rules, like the regging, bothering people for money. That's putting it nicely. Harassing people for money is more like it. And what they consider trafficking kids, which, I'm sorry, they're all guilty of. They're all guilty of it because they were all in control of kids and adults, and it's all messy. So to act like your hands are clean when you've done no work to clean your hands is ridiculous. What I think and what I see that has come out of the anti-Scientology movement is two types of people. One of the types of people wants to join another cult. They're just not going to call it Scientology. And because, excuse me, it's almost like they're ignorant. Like, if they're not in Scientology, they're not in a cult. That's not the case. That's not the truth. If you are following somebody else and giving up your autonomy for somebody else, you've got an issue, you've got a problem. And that certainly has been going on with Aaron Smith Levin. Aaron is very articulate, but he is a smartass. And I think he would admit it deep down. He knows who he is. I think all of these people in Scientology actually know who they are. They know what their shortcomings are, and they probably know better than somebody who's not in Scientology because they've been told about it, because they've been practicing things in their weaknesses. They're taught to see weakness and go after it. And so they think that they have a better tool. And I talked about this with Mrs. J. They do have a tool. It's only better than somebody else's if somebody else's isn't better than yours. You understand that? You're not the mastermind when it comes to manipulation, Scientology. And Scientology isn't the sole proprietor of cockiness or confidence. Okay. As a matter of fact, the Scientology tool for confidence and cockiness is not real. When somebody actually does work and they build their confidence, it can't be shaken. Okay. I watched Dodge Lanson, and I like Dodge. I like Dodge a lot. And happy birthday belated. He said that, Aaron was now stuck in jail till about the 18th of what is it, the 18th of December. So he's missing Thanksgiving now. That's serious. Aaron, he might be, I haven't watched the phone calls because I honestly believe Aaron is playing martyr, and Aaron is making it in jail, not because Aaron's likable, because trust me, those inmates don't give a fuck about Aaron. They don't. Trust me, they don't, especially in county jail. They don't. What they care about is perhaps getting commissary from Aaron. So Aaron's being used, but Aaron knows he's being used. So therefore, Aaron thinks he has more of an authority over these people. He thinks, trust me, I know this, because he thinks he's better than. He thinks he has one over. Confidence, buddy, is not going to win with criminality. People that are repeat offenders that keep going back and keep going back and keep going back, it doesn't mean that they're horrible criminals, because they can use their mind to envision things, but they might not be able to practice it, the physicality part of it. You know what I'm saying? Or, excuse me, maybe they trusted the wrong person. Trust me, there's people in there that are using Aaron for commissary, and I don't think Aaron is so intimidating in jail. First of all, you have to be comfortable. I don't care who you are. You have to be comfortable. And Aaron might be comfortable now, but he wasn't comfortable as soon as he got there. He was looking around just like everybody else who first gets there. He was losing his dignity when they said spread him, just like everybody else. So in jail, when you get there, they take it all away and you build it back up. And that's the way it is. And you can ask anybody. You have absolutely no dignity, no pride, no confidence, no nothing when you're up against the wall naked and they're telling you to drop and cough. That's just the truth. You're just as embarrassed as everybody else. And then you've got to build up after that. And you're looking. Who's the guy you got to kiss ass to make it so that you're okay in there? Because you don't want to appear weak. You don't even want to really appear new, or like you don't know what you're doing. Like it's the first time you've been there. You don't want to be fresh meat. No matter how big you are, you don't want to be fresh meat. So Aaron being in there and now talking on the phone, he's got that martyr thing. I knew he was going to call the martyr thing. I knew he was. I don't know how he is when everybody's locked down and somebody's fucking with his shit. I don't know about that. And of course, unfortunately, we won't know the truth about it. But from my understanding, and I haven't watched any of Jenna's stuff. I haven't watched any of Aaron's stuff. I watched a little bit of Nora's stuff. I was supposed to watch some more with Mrs. J and react, so I haven't really watched any of that. If Nora's taking advantage of the fact that Aaron is not there, but people are still running his channel to keep the money coming in, and he's going to make a lot of money for breaking the law. How does that make sense? He took chalk and he threw it in somebody's face, and apparently there was a second charge. Now, I'm sorry, but Aaron hasn't been honest about anything, including the chalk incident that we saw on video. And again, the other incident in California with the guy with the old man with the dog, the black guy with the dog. I didn't see Aaron getting hit or anything when they were walking in the street together. You know, when they were walking on the sidewalk and they passed each other. Like there was no bump when it came to Aaron. Aaron said the guy bumped into him, but Aaron had his camera and there was no bump. There was no anything. So me believing Aaron, I have a hard time believing him because he hasn't been honest with us. You know, he had us believe he was in an open marriage. He wasn't. He just told his wife, I don't want to be with you anymore. I don't want a divorce. I don't want to pay for shit. I'm going to cheat on you. I don't care what you do. If he even said to her, I don't care what you do. He could have just said, I'm going to cheat on you, but you can't. I don't know what he said, but we know that he wasn't in an open marriage when he told people that he was. We know what his kids said. Gee, we hope that he treats you better than he treats our mom. We know that because Jenna said that. Okay. Now Jenna's back with him. I don't know how long that's going to last. And personally, I don't care. But the martyr thing that's supposed to come across as if he's doing this great thing. What great thing? What's he doing? We know what a shit Scientology is. There's a bunch of people out here talking. How many are getting arrested for it? You know, those people that want to leave Scientology, they're going to leave Scientology. Those people, we already know about Scientology. You know, I mean, you want to put Scientology out of business. Looks like they're putting you out of business. And here's the thing. I said I was getting emails from people I haven't even spoken to in like a couple of years coming at me. Oh, Toddy, you got it wrong. Oh, nobody that's emailed me was there. Everybody's got their side of it. Okay, you can have your side of it. When I saw the video of what happened with Aaron in the chalk, I said that that was assault. I still think that that's assault. I don't think pouring the water was assault. I'm not saying it was right, but I'm saying it wasn't, they weren't thrusting water onto people. He thrusted that into the guy's face. And he didn't admit to it when he talked about it. It's just a little bit of chalk. But it wasn't just a little bit of chalk. Well, the same thing he said about Juliana. It wasn't what it was when we saw it on video. It was worse. Why? He's a guy, that woman was maybe a third his size. He didn't have to do that. Supposedly he's a runner. Why didn't he just run away? I don't know. And for all of you guys that think I'm Osa, look me up. I'm not Osa. I'm just reporting on somebody that I used to cover, that I used to watch, that I used to think that I was getting valid information from, that I found out wasn't. And that he wasn't half the man that I thought he was. That's fair. And he showed me that. And that's fair. So the fact that he's in there, it's sad because he has kids, right? Maybe his kids are enjoying this. Maybe his kids need to be away from him. I don't know. You know what? I could look at Aaron and there's some of his behavior that actually reminds me of my dad's behavior. And I have read things about Aaron that I think are definitely true. I think I know what kind of guy Aaron is. And that's from his behavior that I've seen and that he's tried to excuse himself from. And now he's going to be a martyr. He's not. He's somebody that broke the law. End of story. He broke the law and he put a target on his back. Whether it's right or wrong, he put his own target on his back for his own behavior. Right? I don't see anybody else getting arrested. So think about that. And aren't other people, aren't they making a difference in the world of Scientology or the world of anti-Scientology? Guys, this is Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One Skip. Tell me what you think in the comments. I'm sure you will. Take care of yourselves. This is Aaron's story. Don't let it be yours. And I hope he has a decent Thanksgiving. I'm not fond of him, but I hope he has a decent Thanksgiving. And I do hope he's safe while he's in there. And I hope that everybody's safe from him too. He's got that little mind power. All right, guys. Take care. Be well. Thank you. Bing, boing, bing. Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One Skip.